everybody, welcome and welcome back. It's me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and today I wanted to show you guys some of what I feel that you guys should definitely have by now with only 8 days left until Thanksgiving. Because you want first of all, with the way that everything is set up, it's hard to come by certain things. So if you see it, then you may as well go ahead and grab it up so that you are better prepared. And even if it wasn't like a problem with them putting a lot of stuff out, I would still have these things so it doesn't get real hectic for you know, as you approach the holiday. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so I'm having a large dinner party for Thanksgiving, so that's another reason why, you know, I guess I do have a lot of stuff because I have to accommodate a lot of people, friends and family. So one of the first things that I had already gotten is I knocked out my canned goods early on. A lot of times when it's Thanksgiving, I mean, especially if you're having a big party or even just a decent sized party, things will get hectic real fast. So that's why, like for instance, I have some canned peaches, because that's how I'm going to make my peach cobbler. And honey, the peach cobbler is slamming. It is that delicious. The recipe is on my channel. I'll try and link it in the description box. And then we'll circle over there in a second. And then another thing that you want to make sure that you have by now is your seasonings. Please make sure that you get some chicken bouillon because it's Turkey Day and we need poultry seasonings, definitely, okay? And then we have things over here. I'm not going to go over every single item that we have in here, but we definitely have some spices. I would suggest that you have things like especially for your sweet potato pie, or even if you eat pumpkin pie, get you some ground allspice. Make sure you have some nutmeg. So you want to make sure, guys, you also have stuff like cinnamon. And I'm being kind of specific on some of the seasonings that I feel like you should have, just because most people have on Thanksgiving a sweet potato pie. Or they even have a pumpkin pie, depending on what you're used to and how you was, you know, whatever one you was raised having. And then what else is good to have right this minute? Definitely, we're gonna say your flour, because a lot of people like to do their own baking. Now that's what takes up a lot of my time and my kids' time, my two girls, is because we make it from scratch as much as we can. So they're going to make, you know, different versions. They'll make all of our bread by, you know, homemade. And so with that being said, you definitely want to have your flours, and you definitely want to have stuff like your cake flour, regular flour. Let's see here. You want to definitely have you some bread flour. So guys, you want to make sure you have things like this. This is just a little baking mix, but you can easily throw together some kind of biscuits, at least. If any recipe goes wrong, then you just kind of have stuff for backup, because when it comes to Thanksgiving, first of all, it's a very special occasion. And I actually, when I think about it, it may be my very favorite. And then like, if you guys are doing like homemade, then like for your chocolate cake, you want to make sure that you get you some cocoa. What else is really important to have on this set? Oh, you want to have your extracts. By now you have gotten your extracts. So my extracts that I have gotten is, I like to keep on hand always some almond extract. I like to always keep some lemon extract at all times, and plenty of vanilla extract at all times. It's very important to have your vanilla. And with the way that the world is set up and the grocery bills and stuff like that, what I would do actually is I would probably go ahead and get the store brand, because usually there was this lady many years ago, she told me at Thanksgiving, she said, always treat your family, always treat yourself. Well, she said the holidays, so Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. But she said, always treat yourself to the best brands because it'll make a difference in the way your stuff tastes. Okay guys, so keeping up with baking, I like to definitely by now with only 8 days left, and maybe it'll be 7 by the time the video come out, but it should be 8. But I like to keep my my sugars, my brown sugar definitely has to be on hand. You're gonna need it in more ways than you know, okay? And then I also like to make sure that I have my powdered sugar, because that's going to be important when you're making your icings or your desserts, or you're just going to need it. So make sure you get it. And then another thing is by the time I'm getting this stuff, it should get me through until at least mid-December, because with me and my family, we make a lot of cookies and you got to have this kind of stuff. So, but needless to say, what else is very, very important that you should have on this side? Oh, by now, you would have things that also that may be perishable, but they last long. And so with that being said, what you want to have is your yams or sweet potatoes, as I call them, sweet potatoes. But you want to definitely have those by now. They're not going to mold before we get over to Thanksgiving, or a couple days before, when we start really prepping. And if you guys want to see more like prep work, and you guys can probably go ahead and suggest any videos that you guys want to see that have to do with cooking Thanksgiving meals. But I have a lot of recipes for Thanksgiving on my channel. So, but needless to say, I'll link some of them in the description. It'll be some things that I like to personally cook for Thanksgiving. So anyway, by now you also have your regular russet potatoes. Gotta have those. So by now, what you also will notice is that all I have is 8 sweet potatoes here. They're not even all huge like that. I mean, they're a decent size or whatever. $15, guys. So, you know, I don't see that the stuff is going any cheaper, and so I would just say grab it, because at the last minute, I'm thinking this year they're gonna skyrocket the prices even more, because I just checked on yams and they were like $1.29 a pound, and then they jumped to $1.99. Now, what I like to do also when it comes to my yams for Thanksgiving, I like the ruby reds. They're delicious and they are vibrant. So that's just something to note. And then I have also, when it comes to, and these yams are for my pies. And then I just have some sweetened coconut. This is for my coconut cake. I am a coconut cake eater. My family's not, but whatever. But what I will do this year, guys, is I'm going to show you exactly how I set up my buffet. It's actually really nice for my Thanksgiving dinner. Really nice. So you guys stay tuned for that video on Thanksgiving, or that day after. So now make sure you got your pepper. Okay guys, so then I want to make sure that you guys know it's a good thing to have on hand some black peppercorns, that where you can make your fresh cracked pepper really full of punch. Your food will taste different when you use it versus just some ground pepper that's been ground up. And then of course you want to have stuff like this. You want to have your baking powder. Baking powder is through the roof, but you have to have it, you know, for the holidays. You're just gonna have to have it if you're gonna bake anything, basically even cook anything. What else? I'm a Lawry's girl, so I like to have Lawry's on hand. I'm an accent girl. I like to have my accent. And when it comes to Creole seasoning, honey, this is the best one. Nobody could tell me it's not. This is Cajun Choice. It's been around for probably 50 years, but it's one that gets overlooked, you know, and I don't know why, but it's bomb. And I may make my turkey a Creole style. Now, what you want to have also, going on to herbs and stuff, you want to make sure that you have celery. I want you guys to make sure that you get some celery seed or celery salt. If you're getting celery salt, it does have a slightly different flavor than celery seed, but you have to go real easy on it because the salt content in it. But it makes a difference in your dressing. My dressing recipe is on the channel as well. And here also some rubbish sage. I like to really, during the holidays, get a really good brand of sage. But needless to say, it's so hard out here. You just got to get what you can take, what you can get. And then also make sure you get you some bay leaves, because you'll be needing those to cook with for the holidays, as well as plenty of onion powder. You're gonna need your onion powder, okay guys? And then you need garlic salt real bad, and make sure that you get some garlic powder as well, because you will need those. Now, I know out here you can get seasonings for $1 a bottle, depending on what store you go to, and that should be the case where you guys live, I'm sure. This is something I like to have too around, is some ground mustard. It comes in handy if you're doing like potato salad or deviled eggs or what have like that. And then got to have some poultry seasoning, guys. I even like to put my poultry seasoning in my dressing because it has all the elements that I need as far as the flavor getting married to, in my mouth. So good, so good. It makes a difference. And then I hate to do this, but we're gonna jump over back to desserts because I want to tell you guys, now I don't have the recipes for my blueberry pie or my cherry pie. But what I will say is this: to each of them, I always add a pinch of cinnamon, and I don't know what it does, but it makes the difference, all the difference in the world, and I mean it. And what else do you need real bad? Okay guys, so by now you should also have some eggs. Now this is nowhere near enough, but anyway, it's a start. The eggs are very expensive right now. Grab them while you can. The price is only going to go up. From what I understand, there's a shortage going on, possibly turkeys, eggs, just basically Thanksgiving food, okay? My family always likes a bean for Thanksgiving Day, and don't ask me why. They have to have a pot of beans, or some beans anyway. This year I'll either pick from navy or pinto beans, and my family is really pushing for the navy, so it'll probably be that or a Great Northern. And make sure you guys have plenty of rice. I like to keep some minute rice as well for backup in case the rice is too sticky or anything. Because it's so funny, fun fact about me, I'm not real good at making rice, not the actual one. I don't know why. And so then anyway, I'm going to circle around here. So this is what you want to make sure that you have. Now this is not going to get me through Thanksgiving, because I'm going to need this in a lot of things, okay? A whole lot of things, okay? And another thing, I missed this on the other side, is you're going to want to have some cornmeal. And this is to make your cornbread. And I'm going to actually definitely do a video on how I make my cornbread. Everybody makes it different. This one that I make, it is not sweet. It's like just buttery. It does not have buttermilk. It's just really good. Superb. Okay, it's my mom's recipe. My mom, 90, okay? And yeah, she gets down like that. Okay guys, so this is some more important things. What I like to do with some of my cakes, like for instance my strawberry cake, I just like to get the box cake mix for this, because this is what I'll do is make like a punch bowl cake, but it'll be more of a strawberry shortcake punch bowl. I'm telling you, this is something good, but I'd want you guys to get this because it has the strawberry flavoring. All you need to do is just doctor it up just a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys how. And, well, actually, my daughter Riley will show you guys her recipe and how she does it, because these girls can bake. That's one thing my kids could do, is cook and get good grades, okay? But needless to say, yeah, so I like to actually have the strawberry flavor, and I like to have backup in case anything goes wrong with my homemade chocolate. Backup, gotta have backup on that. I just use a box. This is my favorite brand, is Pillsbury for yellow cake. Pillsbury is the best one, guys, I promise you. I don't know, this box is prettier, but Pillsbury the best one. But needless to say, when it comes to my upside down cake, I don't do necessarily a homemade cake. I just, again, I doctor it and just make it taste, you know, oh my gosh, just moist, delicious, and the best. So anyway, that's what I like to do on that. And then for backup, especially if I'm not the one, like if we're running down for time or something and I can't do like my cornbread and stuff, what I do is actually get some backup mix. And again, I have somebody else who has to take over the baking on the cornbread if that happens, and they'll just do like a box. Okay. And then like this is just a cinnamon swirl cake. And so this will be nice to have on your table with your coffee, you know, after your Thanksgiving meal. And then I never tasted this, but I just went ahead and grab it to be doing something. I probably may save this for Christmas, but anyway, it's a gingerbread. I think, what is this? A cake and cookie. So I would use it in, what is those pans called? The loaf. Yeah, I would use this in a loaf pan. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Okay. And then, what other cake do I like to cheat on? Did I say white? I like to cheat on my white cake for my coconut cake, because I want it to stay white. I don't want it to take on a yellow color from just the way that when you make your homemade cakes, sometimes they could come out with a yellow tint. And for my coconut cake, I don't like that to happen. But I love coconut cake. I wish I had somebody to share it with, but I don't. Ooh, so I gotta eat it all. Oh, guys, something else that I always like to do is add pudding, this instant pudding, to my cake mixes, no matter if they're from scratch or if it's a box mix. I always like to add extra pudding. And then, you know, I like to do a little less water and a little bit more cooking oil. It just makes it way more moist, okay? I don't know, it's just that good. And then you guys want to make sure that by now you have some breadcrumbs right here. This is actually just called stuffing. But anyway, I mix that in there with my own cornbread. Then I take and I also put some, you know, bread, actually like a loaf of bread on a cookie sheet, and brown it, crumble that into my dressing. I just like it with this different types of bread. Ooh, the recipe on the channel once again. But anyway, Thanksgiving, come on. Okay, I'm ready. I know it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm ready. Love it. Okay, and so then anyway, another thing by now is, of course, your turkey. You want to have your turkey as early. As soon as the turkeys get on the shelf is when you want to probably go ahead and have your turkeys, okay? And then your chitlins. Of course, y'all know I'm not just making no 5-pound bag, but if you're going to eat chitlins, then you should have them, okay? What else do you want to have? Did I say lemons? Okay. I know this is, okay. Guys, make sure you get some lemons, because lemon extract is good and stuff, but lemon extract with real lemon juice this is a game changer. And you want to have some, because I like just about a half a teaspoon of lemon juice in my sweet potato pie. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know what it do to it, but it just bangs. And so then you want to have your whipping cream as well as your heavy cream. You want to have that by now. We know it's not going to expire within 8 days or something, right? Okay, and then you want to have a gang of butter. You want to have a lot of butter, guys, because you're going to need it, okay? Now, like I said, this year I'm not able to get a lot of real good butter, but I got this one, which is, this is Amish butter, excuse me, guys. Yeah, Yep, this is Amish butter and it's called roll butter, and it is really, really good butter. And it's about $12 usually, and I think it may be 1 pound. Let me see here. Yeah, it's a pound. Actually, it says 2 pounds. Because, yeah, it's 2 pounds. So that's pretty good, actually, if you think about it, $11.99. And then, anyway, like I said, it's kind of hard to make sure you get all the name brand like the lady said to me before. So I just get some store brand butter, too. And then, also, this is a good cheat that I like to use. Is some pie crust that you roll out. Now, my daughters are the bakers of the family. That's why y'all don't see me doing a whole lot of baking and stuff like that. But when I do, no, I'm just fine. But they're just the bakers, especially my youngest daughter. And then my oldest daughter specializes in, she's more of the one who's the cook. So they'll both be a big help to me, like they were last year and the year before. As soon as they could practically walk, they started helping me in the kitchen. I wanted my kids to depend on themselves and not have to be begging nobody else to cook them a home cooked meal. And I'm glad that if anything was to happen to me, heaven forbid, they would be all right. Okay, guys, another thing, I kind of got a little bit instead of staying just on dessert, just on this, and I tried, but needless to say, we're gonna go back to dessert and talk about that for just a moment. I always like to get some frosting in the jar, because again, if I run out of time and I can't make every frosting homemade, because it gets real hectic when you're cooking for about 30 to 40 people. I mean, it gets real busy. So you want to be, prepared and have these things for backup. But beyond that, it doesn't hurt to have canned goods, cake mixes, and non-perishable food around the house. It's good to have it around the house. And so then I'm going to try these type of macaroni noodles. The only reason why is because they have a texture to it, and that's going to hold even more cheese. I may do elbow or shells. The reason why I started doing shell macaroni and cheese, I think I did a video, because I have 3 macaroni and cheese recipes on the channel. And I think I did a video with shells. But here's how we started using shells. Is this one particular year, it was a Thanksgiving many, many moons ago, probably 20 years then, the stores, you couldn't find any elbow macaroni. So my sister picked up some shells, and ever since then we'll alternate. We use the elbows or shells or whatever. But yeah, the shells make all the difference. It's a game changer for your macaroni and cheese. And then going back to butter, this is my favorite kind of butter, but like I said, I can't afford to just splurge on it right now because this is so very expensive. So what I do is just get like a little one just to put on the butter dish for people to butter their bread. Give them a little treat. And so then let's talk, this is the last thing, guys. You want to make sure if to be saving your bacon oil, or we call it bacon grease. Okay, let's not pretend on here. Okay, so you want to be saving your bacon grease. And if you don't have a bunch saved, get some little inexpensive, what you call ends and pieces. It's like the pieces that don't make an actual piece, so they just toss it in here. You want to get that, and then go ahead and fry it up and get your bacon oil from that. Another thing you want to have is your salt pork. I use this in my greens, never in my beans, but it's a game changer. It's just that. So this recipe is also on my channel, and I'll go ahead and put it to the description. So guys, that is it for now. The next video that we got to cover is what do you need as far as cooking utensils and as far as pans like that, okay? Because there are certain things that you're gonna need, like, believe it or not, you're gonna have to have a thermometer, okay? If you're messing with a turkey, you need your own thermometer, not the thing that bing out the top of it. Don't trust it, I promise. You don't want to get salmonella. But needless to say, yeah, you want to have things like that. You want to have a really good skillet, just so on and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead next video and show you guys the type of things that I recommend having to get you through the holidays, okay? Like cookie sheets, XYZ. please make sure that you guys are leaving comments for me to read. Make sure that you're also subscribed. I say that because I'm having my annual holiday giveaway that I have every year. Okay, how I go about mine is I don't even let you know that, you know, you're in the running. I just randomly go in the comments and I pick certain people, and then I make an announcement that I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners, and this case is going to be December 15th, just in time for Christmas, the holiday. Where better can you get the giveaway? Okay, so needless to say, I will be doing that to mark the fact that we have gotten to over 5,000 subscribers, which I greatly appreciate, and it means the world to me, guys, that you guys have supported me, my day ones especially, and my new people. Thank you for trusting that I'm going to give you some good content that you will truly enjoy. So with that being said, that's it, that's all. God bless, and enjoy the rest of your night.